If you don't feel like praying, force yourself to do it anyways, because there is something else forcing you not to. And it's because it's so important for everything that God has put His hands on in our lives. We choose to disobey, we choose to ignore it. Even though it's written as clear as day, we choose to ignore it because that's not what our flesh wants. That's not what we want at the right moment, at the right time. But at the end of the day, everything always aligns to God's will. And oftentimes, it doesn't just apply to prayer, it applies to your calling, it applies to your ministry, it applies to your life. We wait for signs, we wait for things to go right. But the truth is, if we wait for the right weather, we never reap. If we wait for the right time, we never sow. And I just want to tell you that the devil is always there. The equal opposing force is the devil whispering in your ear to not pray today. Oh, you're tired today, just not pray for today. The devil is whispering that into your ear. And that opposing force is present at all times. The devil does not rest. And with that being said, when you don't feel like praying, that is especially when you should be praying the most. Because your flesh thinks that they don't need it, but your spirit knows that they need it. That's why we call it starve the flesh and feed the spirit. And it's so incredibly important. And each time we let go, it's like preventing ourselves from going to the gym. On the first time, you might not see the effect. On the second time, it doesn't matter. A week later, you might not feel any difference. But it compounds. There's compounded interest. Likewise, there is a negative effect of compound interest. If we don't put that effort, we miss out on that opportunity to get close to God. It's always a shame, it's always a pity. Because before you know it, everything you've worked for, your streaks of how close and that repetition and habits that you've built in your whole life, that closeness that you built with God, it disappears so incredibly quickly. So my prayer for you is, when you don't feel like praying, just do it anyways. It doesn't have to take long. It doesn't have to take your whole life. It doesn't have to take away your whole attention. But just pray anyways. Say a quick prayer. Say a quick prayer before you eat, before you do anything, before you do some tasks that will require any brain power. Ask God to bless you with it. Ask God to bless your decisions and follow His will. It won't be easy, but it's not overcomplicated at all. It's really simple. Let God be part of your life. And when you don't feel like praying, when you don't feel like talking to God, I pray that you do it anyways.